So I just watched this video I'm linking below on why don't movies look like movies anymore. And I think Patrick Tomasso speaks to a larger question than just digital filmmaking. We're already in an era of rapid progress in artificial intelligence, yet key human skills can atrophy without being replaced by AI, even when they theoretically could be, because we don't know to value them. Lighting, contrast, and color are basic elements in movies getting washed out because there are green screens everywhere, post-production can wipe away cinematic decisions, and choices have proliferated into a distracting cacophony. I'll let you watch the video. Obviously, I'm not a camera expert with my bare-bones setup, and my best videos tend to be the ones I appear on screen as little as possible. But his message speaks to a larger issue. This is about more than just cinematography, especially as AI proliferates across all human domains. You want critical human contributions, especially from brilliant and even genius practitioners. This isn't just because of AI's continued impulse to hallucinate, to imagine an incorrect answer and then treat it as the truth, or even some idea that a skill is hypothetically beyond what a computer can do. We may simply pass critical work over to machines and never realize what we've lost out of convenience. What's so striking about the loss in cinema is that it's so public. The movie is literally right there on the screen. Further, you're getting positive and negative feedback all the time. Audience reactions, reviews, and ticket sales. In other words, in an industry struggling with declining revenues and fewer moviegoers, we've managed to ignore a major problem contributing directly to bottom-line profits, or the lack thereof. Yes, we also had a pandemic, but the industry never really came back from it, and it's past time to ask why. But what happens when the evidence is not as obvious, and the correlation is not as clear? Consider fields in which much of the critical knowledge is not online, or sometimes even written down, like national intelligence. Spies keep secrets. They don't teach advanced tradecraft to anyone, or it ceases to be an advantage. So while it's vital to leverage AI and intelligence, for example, to survey the millions of satellite photos the US government has to parse through, it would be perilous to assume you know what modern agents are looking for when assessing contacts or raw intel, especially based on public information on the internet, and to simply train an AI intelligence agent accordingly. That human factor is irreplaceable, because none of it is digitized. But even in heavily documented fields like medicine, we want to be sure the human element is fully appreciated, even when we try to duplicate or replace it. Is the physical presence of the nurse or physician helpful to the patient, or at least to some patients? How much information is a skilled surgeon gaining not just by sight, but via the further input of touch through their gloved hands and their scalpel? Duplicating the latter is probably easier. You can judge automated surgeries by their outcomes, and even if some skill is lost, it could be made up for in other areas. But that's because you have a very clear measuring stick: patient outcomes. And computers are great when there's a clear goal to shoot for. We also need to remember in science, art, and business, the three things AI legally can't do in America: own a patent, copyright writing or art, or own property. Without the human participant, none of those things are even options for a computer, no matter how advanced. But we should also remember that neither you nor your AI can compete in a field if you don't even know it exists. None of this is to dismiss what AI can do. Rather, it's to point out that if we toss the human element too quickly in the name of efficiency or savings, we may also cast aside invaluable contributions we never knew were there.